It was a gray morning when Rosa noticed her daughter, 13-year-old Lily, seemed unusually quiet. Normally full of energy and laughter, Lily had been withdrawn for the past. As they sat together on the old, well-worn couch in their tiny living room, Rosa reached for her daughter's hand and gave it a comforting squeeze. "Lily, is something on your mind?" she asked softly. Lily looked down at her lap, her hands fidgeting nervously. After a long pause, she finally took a deep breath and began to speak. "Mom, I did something, and I'm really scared," Lily whispered, her voice barely audible. Rosa felt her heart drop. Her mind raced with questions, but she maintained a calm expression, wanting to create a safe space for her daughter to open up. "You can tell me anything, sweetheart. Whatever it is, we'll face it together," Rosa assured her, brushing a strand of hair from Lily's face. Tears welled up in Lily's eyes, and she hesitated before continuing. "Mom, I think I might be pregnant." Rosa's heart skipped a beat, and she felt a wave of emotions, shock, sadness, and worry all at once. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Her mind raced back to when she was young, facing challenges alone. She had promised herself that she would always be there for her children, no matter what. As Rosa processed the news, her two loyal dogs, Max and Bella, sat quietly at Lily's feet, as if sensing the tension in the air. They had always been protective of Lily, watching over her during every stage of her life. In a strange way, they seemed to understand that this was a moment when Lily needed love and support. Rosa wrapped her arms around her daughter, holding her close. She wanted Lily to feel her unconditional love, to know that she wasn't alone in this. "We're going to get through this together," Rosa murmured softly. "You're brave for telling me, and I'm so proud of you for that." Lily clung to her mother, feeling a sense of relief for the first time in days. They sat together, their dogs lying nearby as silent witnesses to this heartfelt moment. Over the next few days, Rosa sought advice and support, researching options for young mothers and connecting with local resources that could offer guidance. She was determined to provide Lily with the best support possible to help her face this unexpected turn in life. In the days that followed, their small family grew even closer. The dogs, sensing the changes in their household, stayed closer to Lily than ever, as if offering their own form of comfort and support. Rosa and Lily took long walks with Max and Bella, sharing moments of quiet reflection and talking about the future. Though there were challenges ahead, they found strength in each other and in their little family. With every step forward, Rosa reminded herself that love and resilience would guide them through, no matter how uncertain the road ahead might be. The days following Lily's confession were filled with a mixture of planning, emotions, and small acts of love that held their family together. Rosa had started reaching out to community groups and organizations for support, feeling both anxious and hopeful as she navigated this new chapter. She knew that this was a life-changing journey for both her and her daughter, but she also believed that it could be the beginning of something meaningful if they faced it with courage and support. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, Rosa and Lily sat together at the kitchen table. Rosa had just come back from her second job, and her hands were calloused from hours of work. Despite her fatigue, she smiled at her daughter, who was busy sketching quietly on a notebook. Rosa had noticed that art was Lily's way of processing her emotions, a small sanctuary she could escape to in times of uncertainty. "Can I see what you're drawing, sweetheart?" Rosa asked, glancing over Lily's shoulder. Lily looked up and nodded, her cheeks turning slightly pink. It's a picture of us, Mom. You, me, Max, Bella, and the baby." Rosa's heart melted. The sketch was simple but beautiful, capturing their little family with a warmth that reminded her of the love they shared. She gently placed her hand over Lily's, giving her a reassuring squeeze. "I love it, Lily. You're so talented," she said softly, her voice full of pride. Max and Bella, sensing the tender moment, padded over to the table and curled up at their feet, a comforting presence that reminded them of the constant loyalty and love that surrounded them. Over the years, these two dogs had been through so much with Rosa and Lily, standing by them through every challenge and heartbreak. In a way, they were as much family as anyone else. As weeks turned into months, Rosa and Lily began to adjust to the new routine. They attended appointments together, learned about prenatal care, and even went to support group meetings for young mothers. It was difficult at times, but their bond only grew stronger with every step they took together. The community was unexpectedly kind, and Rosa found solace in neighbors and friends who lent a helping hand or simply offered a listening ear. One neighbor, Mrs. Ramirez, who had been like a grandmother figure to Lily, often dropped by with home-cooked meals and words of encouragement. "You're not alone, mija," Mrs. Ramirez would say to Rosa. "We're all here for you." One sunny afternoon, Rosa took Lily to a nearby park for a break from their routine. They walked along the winding trails with Max and Bella happily trotting beside them. The fresh air and laughter brought a lightness to their hearts that had been missing for a while. At one point, Lily turned to her mom and asked, "Do you think everything will be okay?" Rosa stopped and looked at her daughter, thinking of all the unknowns that lay ahead. She knelt down to meet Lily's eyes, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "Yes, I do," Rosa replied firmly. "It won't be easy, but as long as we have each other, I believe we'll be okay. Life has a way of surprising us, and sometimes those surprises bring more love than we ever thought possible." Lily nodded, a small smile forming on her face. They continued their walk, watching as Max and Bella chased butterflies and barked playfully at passing birds. In that moment, they both felt a glimmer of hope that everything might truly be okay. Over time, their preparations became a part of their daily life. Lily had even started painting the baby's room, adding small paw prints around the walls as a tribute to Max and Bella. She wanted the baby to grow up surrounded by the same warmth and love that she had always felt from her family, including their beloved dogs. As they looked at the room, still a work in progress, Rosa felt an overwhelming sense of pride for her daughter. She saw in Lily a strength that reminded her of her own journey, a resilience passed down from mother to daughter, one that would guide them both through the challenges to come. As Lily's pregnancy progressed, the weight of the upcoming changes grew clearer. Rosa and Lily faced each day with a mix of determination and vulnerability, often leaning on each other and their small support network to find strength. One chilly evening, as rain pattered softly on their rooftop, Rosa and Lily sat together in the baby's room, reviewing some baby supplies donated by the local community center. Rosa held up a tiny pair of knitted booties, smiling as she imagined the future they were building together. "Mom," Lily started, breaking the silence, "I know this hasn't been easy for you. I want to say thank you for everything. I'm scared, but I feel like I can do this because of you." Rosa wrapped an arm around Lily, her heart brimming with both love and pride. "Lily, you've shown so much courage. I know this journey hasn't been what either of us planned, but we're a team. And you've made me so proud." They stayed there together, a comforting silence surrounding them as Max and Bella lay at their feet, sensing the tenderness of the moment. In the following weeks, Rosa worked hard to create a balanced environment for Lily, finding ways to keep their routine steady while ensuring that her daughter had space to embrace her future role as a mother. Rosa noticed how much Lily grew during this time. She saw a new determination in her daughter's eyes, and it was clear that Lily was preparing herself for the challenges ahead. The baby's room had turned into a small haven filled with hand-me-downs, family mementos, and even some toys that Lily had treasured as a young girl. Rosa added small touches here and there, wanting to fill the space with as much warmth and love as possible. She even painted a few butterflies on the walls, symbolizing the new life and transformation they were all experiencing. One afternoon, Mrs. Ramirez invited Rosa and Lily over for a small gathering with some other neighbors. The kitchen smelled of freshly baked bread and cinnamon, and the warmth of the room made Rosa feel as though she was surrounded by family. They shared stories, laughter, and even a few tears as the women offered words of encouragement and advice for Lily's journey ahead. "You've got this, young lady," Mrs. Ramirez said, holding Lily's hand firmly. "Life is hard sometimes, but you've got more people rooting for you than you realize." Lily nodded, wiping away a tear. She looked around the room at these women who had become a second family, feeling their support and love wash over her. She promised herself in that moment that she would do everything in her power to make her mother proud and to provide a good life for her baby. The weeks passed, and as the time drew nearer, Lily and Rosa spent even more time together, preparing as best they could. They would take long walks with Max and Bella, sharing hopes and dreams for the future. Lily sometimes talked about the things she wanted to teach her child, the importance of kindness, resilience, and love. Rosa listened, feeling an immense pride in her daughter's wisdom. Finally, one late night, it happened. Lily woke Rosa, a mix of excitement and nerves in her eyes. "Mom, I think it's time." Rosa's heart raced as she took her daughter's hand, guiding her gently to the car. Max and Bella, as if sensing the gravity of the moment, sat quietly by the door, watching as Rosa and Lily left. Rosa gave them one last look, silently thanking them for the loyalty and companionship they had shown throughout this journey. The drive to the hospital was a blur of emotions. Rosa held Lily's hand tightly, offering calming words and assurances, though her own heart pounded with a mix of anticipation and hope. At the hospital, time seemed to stand still. Rosa stayed by Lily's side, her heart swelling with pride and love as her daughter faced this final, most challenging moment with bravery. And then, in a single, breathtaking instant, they heard the first soft cry of new life. Lily held her newborn close, tears streaming down her face, as Rosa wrapped her arms around them both, feeling the enormity of the moment. As Rosa looked at the tiny face nestled against her daughter's chest, she felt a sense of peace and joy she hadn't known in a long time. She knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but they had come so far together, and there was no obstacle they couldn't face as a family. In that room, surrounded by love and courage, Rosa realized they had gained something precious, a new beginning, a new source of hope, and the deep, abiding bond of a family that had been through so much together.